Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey everybody, how you doing? Charles here and welcome. I don't know about you, but I think this is going to be a fantastic week. I got some fantastic guests coming on the show. And to blow it off, it's a Monday. So how do we start off on Monday? You know, I always bring somebody on the show on a Monday that's going to hit it hard. Make sure that you have a fantastic week. So if you want to know who my guest is, to throw off this Monday, let's go. So let's go with a bang. If you're ready for a bang, please welcome my guest, Keda, to the show.
Good morning. Good morning. It's a beautiful way to start off a morning with some nice bass, nice beats.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm good. You can see the funny thing is no one sees all the stuff we go through behind the scenes just to get 20 minutes of a show up. You know what I mean?
Always the case.
So listen, what have you been doing for COVID? See, that's a question I'm asking everybody. It's a weird question. Okay. How's COVID for you? You know what I mean? Like, the time we live in now, this is a question I have to ask my guests. What have you been doing for COVID?
Well, that's a big question. Professionally, because of the work that I deal with resiliency, trauma recovery, and diversity and inclusion. So during this COVID time, that's been front and center for all of us, for many of us. The resiliency part is just knowing that we're able to get through this and bounce back. It'll be to a different place, but we're bouncing back. So what we did, we being true to soul, my business, we held workshops, online workshops to help people get through and answer questions, figure things out, whether you're raising kids at home, teaching kids at home, unable to get to work, being laid off from work, taking care of yourself, all these different things from mind, body, and soul. We held Be Wise workshops during COVID. I tend to do a few different things as we all do. So I've kept myself very busy with business, coaching, acting, ministry, as well as speaking.
All right. So before we get started and dive more into the business, who's Keda? I want some background. Where are you born? Where are you from? Like, as a little girl, did you know you're going to be the actor that you are now? Like, give us the little girl version.
Okay, another big question, little girl. Woo! Well, Keda, as a little girl, was a tomboy. Okay. Keda liked to climb trees, fell out of enough trees growing up. I like to build forts and do all kinds of things. But at the same time, I like to put the Vaseline on the lips so they all glistening and put on the little, heels and all that. So I had my fun, as well as I also identify as an adult survivor of physical, sexual, and racial trauma. I mean, I lived in Saskatchewan, which is was a stronghold at the time for KKK. Mm-hmm. So, there was this contrast to the first Keda that I mentioned that had a lot of pain involved and a lot of survival mechanisms put in place. I grew up with a very loving mother, someone who is just the absolute first mentor I've ever had in my life, who showed me what it looked like to be powerful, even as we're in the most vulnerable moments in our lives. I have two sisters that I've grown up with who just rock. They're my best friends. One's an actor, Keda Edwards, and the other one is a visual artist and works with the government, Day. She goes by Day Kelligan. So these two people are my like ride or die people. I'm a mother of three with a partner whom I love dearly. And, we've all gotten through this and feel blessed, this being COVID, with our health and, a mental state somewhat intact. We're able to all forge through all of this together.
And that's one thing that you said, the mental health state. As I've been doing my interviews, mm-hmm. I've been realizing that we're bypassing people, how they're feeling. People are locked away for a long time. We're not considering how they're feeling. We just walk by day to day. We see somebody in the street, but we don't know that what they're going through. You know what I mean? They don't mm-hmm. regular, and things are changing for them. Mm-hmm. So this is the things we have to look at. So I'm glad that, you're keeping up busy, you're doing the thing, but then the part that I researched on your stuff, where did the acting come in? Where did that part come in?
Well, high school. I did this play called Flowers of Algernon, and I was one of the lead characters, and I loved acting back then. Funny enough, my sister told me, Miranda, who's been in Orphan Black, just all kinds of film and TV, she said that I inspired her to acting, which is funny because when I got up on that stage and I had to kiss my, the role, the leading guy, I was like, no. And so I kind of left it. But then I re-entered the scene during the time I was policing, actually, with the kink in my hair. Trey Anthony and a group of us were good friends. She asked us to take a look and read through something she'd written, and we were blown away. And so we did the first reading in church and made our way into the Fringe Festival. Start taking it on the road. It was amazing. And then I wrote my LSATs and got into law school while I was pregnant. My son was the first kink baby. So I chose to follow that, and I left the kink before it landed in Mirvish's. And I left acting altogether in order to do what I needed to do with my child and my career and all of that. And so as time went on, I decided to re-enter the scene because I do love acting. I love what it is, which is an entryway into something that everybody, wants to stay connected to. The essence of who we are as humanity. It's a landscape and spectrum of emotions and life experiences. And as we go through work and making things happen and, the 9 to 5, whatever it may be, we disconnect from it to allow other things. And actors, even though I don't believe we're always credited with the magnitude of what we do, we give permission for people to touch that again and allow it back into life and give, some technicolor to our everyday. That's a huge thing for actors to be in that vulnerable state from pain to joy so often because, it takes a lot of energy, but it's such a beautiful thing.
Well, that's why I wanted to ask you, because I thought that, with COVID, and sometimes you need a getaway. So I'm asking, is acting your getaway? You can turn into this other person. You can do this other thing. When everybody else is like, pulling their hair out, you're like, I'm going to go another character. I'm going to be this character today.
Let me just put this on, this character. You know what? It is one of my getaways. I'm one of these people. The message that I carry with myself is that we could do anything we want. Like there's actually nothing stopping us. And so people say, you choose this and you choose that. I'm like, but I want it all. And we can do it all. We can do anything we want. Acting is one of the areas that I go to for play is actually what it is for me. It allows me to be anything. Someone says, I walk into the room and someone says, okay, do this. I'm like, okay, tap it, just tap it. And so, it's something magnificent to be given permission and get paid for playing, and I find it's funny, even in acting, we do it everywhere, but including in acting where we kind of disallow that. We're like, nah, man, can't do that. What if they laugh at me or, what if they judge me? And it's even a learning process just to say, who cares? Like literally the gigs that I land when I get booked is when I just throw it away. And I get lost in that moment. And then I kind of come back and I'm like, oh, what happened? And they're like, you got it.
Check back in.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, definitely know that. So big shouts out to Trey. I know everybody out there is doing big things. I follow all the ladies on there. I know them for years. So I am glad to see that you're all doing phenomenal things. And speaking of phenomenal things, let's go to the second part of you, because you have this company. So let's talk about what you're doing. What's the business? When you're not becoming one side, who's the other side?
Okay. The interesting things are integrated. The true to soul side is that what I spoke about before, the trauma recovery, the resiliency development, and the diversity and inclusion. True to soul came out of basically my childhood experiences. What helped me carry through all of that was my ability to hold on to this essence of who I am. You look at my high school yearbook and it's like, what do you say to everybody? Be true to you. It's tattooed on my body. It's like one of those things. That's what my name means, Keda, being true to essence. So it's something that I carry along with me. And I realize that it's our ability to connect to that actually saves us. We all have the power within us to get where we need to go, to heal, to thrive, to hit whatever point we want to mark. And the fallacy or the illusion is that there's all this stuff in our way, all the isms, and I can't do that because of this, that, and the other. Those are true. Those things, we hold them in our societies, the racism, the sexism, all these homophobia, all of that, we hold it here. But for me, and I say that this all the time, is that that's the median on the side of the road. I have somewhere I'm going, and I keep an eye, just like when I'm driving, I keep an eye. But if I stared at the median, I'd be hitting the median, right? Mm-hmm. So I just keep an eye on the periphery. I keep an eye on my rear view, my side view mirrors, and I keep going. And that's what True to Soul is about. It's a safe sanctuary, online sanctuary for people within the community, any community who's looking for resources that are vetted. Resources such as a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a police officer, someone who works in support that is already vetted to be someone who's passionate about what he or she is doing, works with integrity and social consciousness, and does it with skill. So it's quality and the ability to get the job done. Right. The other side of it is a professional network. And that's a support system of resources for people who they have a business they want to run. They need, again, vetted resources. They may need virtual assistants. They may need a clinic space to work within. They may need peers in order to confer and figure out, how do I get this done? I'm just starting, or I've been working at this business for a while. I need to expand to the next level. So True to Soul is, that space that community and professionals come together within. The community can find the professionals they need, and the professionals find the community that they need.
So it's all encompassed, it's all together. And then if we need help, instead of going to searching all over the place, this is where we go. You're the person we look for. We're like, okay, look, I need A, B, and C. Okay, here she is. Let me find out what I need.
That's right. All in one spot. A safe, inclusive spot. It was really important to me. I learned throughout my journey in healing and my professional life that sometimes I didn't see me, right? I'm going for healing. I'm looking for resources, and I'm not seeing myself. So I might find somewhat what I need, but if I can't see myself, I may not be all in. The trust may not be there. And that's not even mentioning the times when we're re-traumatized, right? That's another reason for the space, is that it breaks my heart when people are looking in a very vulnerable state, looking to be helped or healed, and that get re-traumatized by the resources that they found. So True to Soul is meant to be that space where anybody comes, they can see themselves. They're validated, it's inclusive, it's safe, and it's a space that offers what is needed. I needed that, so I made it.
So let me ask you a question. What's behind this smile right here? This is like the smiles of all smiles.
I don't even remember. Oh my gosh. I have such a funny bone. It doesn't take much. Like, I have the most wicked sense of humor, and because of, the policing side of things, that it can be dark sometimes. So, the photographer, who was David Lays, by the way, he's an amazing spirit, a great human being. He says anything and everything under the sun. He always knows what to say, and he got me in that moment. I don't remember what it was, though.
Okay, because this one is like, this one's like, okay, I'm going to do it nice, professional. This one's like someone. This one, someone picked you the biggest mango you could ever see.
I wish.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, let's dive into how people can find you, how you can help them, what's the best fit. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. CMJ Entertainment is a one-stop shop. CMJ Entertainment helps people do any type of events, and it's a marketing tool as well. So we'll cover everything from start to finish. If it's a wedding, we'll make sure your wedding is over the top. And if it's an event, we make sure that everybody gets information at the end of the day. Give us a call at 416-414-8964 or online, go to cmjent.com.
Immigrant Women in Business (IWB) is a non-profit organization bringing together women from over 50 different countries around the globe. These women have now made Canada their home and share a common goal of providing value to their new sisters. Our motto of "We are stronger together" resonates with all members, and with a diverse membership of business leaders, entrepreneurs and community builders, our goal is to make Canada better and provide guidance and leadership to those that follow.
Yes, we're back. And so happy you guys could all join us. And if it's the first time here, my guest here has what? 3 personalities? What do we call it? How many personalities?
4, maybe 5.
So we're gonna what personality are we diving into? Let's go to number 4, okay? So we're gonna get to personality number 4, where we're gonna play this quick game called Rapid Fire. Are you ready?
I think so.
Everybody gets scared. Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
Here
Okay.
All right, ready? All right,
Yep.
Here we go. Favorite food?
Oh, stew chicken and rice and peas.
Okay. Favorite
and coleslaw.
And coleslaw. Oh, you gotta have the coleslaw in there. Favorite song before you go on stage?
Ooh, Jasmine Sullivan, Bust Your Windows.
Okay. Favorite book while you're waiting in the green room?
Pathless Ways.
What is your hidden talent that nobody knows about?
Oh man. Okay, I shouldn't say this, but I could, well, okay. So I could lift more than most guys I know. You have to be pretty tough.
Mm-hmm.
And I could burp and fart with the best of them. Is that a skill?
There, see, I know if I'm hitting the gym, who I'm calling. I know if I'm going to a bar. Okay. All right. And you got 1 shot. Okay. Steven Spielberg says, "I'd like to speak to you for a movie. I'm coming over for dinner. What are you cooking for him?"
What am I cooking for him? That would have to be the stewed chicken and rice and peas with festival, and we call them bakes in Grenada though.
Yes.
Yeah, and coleslaw.
What's with this coleslaw?
I gotta have coleslaw, man. It just isn't a meal without the coleslaw. Dang.
All right, and last rapid fire. Ready?
Okay.
Favorite superhero and why?
Ooh. Man, Iron Man.
And why Iron Man?
Iron Man because it's just that curiosity and that ability to reach out and just create. That feels like me. It's continual, like boom, 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 boom. I'll leave the arrogance because that ain't me, but everything else, like just the space and the ability to create whatever comes into the mind is something that I just love. My son and nephew would disagree. They'd be like, "Okay, really? Not Invisible Man, not like, whatever." But I'm like, Iron Man. Okay.
So speaking of create, and so why did you want to create this business?
Because the need for it was prominent for me. I found myself, going from, whether we're talking about in the medical field or the psychological field, looking for support and resources, even training in holistic health. I wouldn't see myself. And there's something to be said. People think that we have to have a certain percentage of each segment of our society for it to be equal. It's not that. Equality and, just feeling safe is our ability to see ourselves in the world in which we live. That's true for everybody. And the minute that we cannot see ourselves, we don't get to feel as safe and as included as we would like. And when we're talking about someone who's healing from trauma, which I believe there's a lot of power available for us when we survive trauma, that's one of the most vulnerable states we can be in. And to be that vulnerable and unable to see ourselves in the space where we're seeking help is a travesty. And that's why I created True to Soul. As a businesswoman, I've been a businesswoman for a long time. Part of it was because I got tired of just asking. So for me, when I'm tired of asking, I make what it is that I want to see. And so that's why there's a community side and the professional side. They both have intimate connections to my own journey. I know what's needed because I've been there.
So let me get this correctly, because I'm listening to you and I'm trying to separate the two. Because when they say healing is a different part. People have to understand healing is a different part and section of your life, because you can heal, but can you forget? Can you move on? Right? So how do you determine on the healing and being included and stuff? Because some people feel like, yeah, I'm part of the gang, but when they see them, they don't feel like they're really part. How do you make it that they feel that way?
See, I carry the message of none of it's separate. It's all integrated. And so our businesses, our work, even our play is all directly correlated with our internal journey. And our internal journey is the healing. And it's yin and yang, right? It's a balance. I see in the world what the world shows me where I am. And I tell the world who I am. And so it's always a back and forth. My business started to do really well as I began to understand that it was directly correlated with my healing journey. We cannot peddle BS with business. It won't survive. It may do well for a minute because there might be a novelty, and then it dies, or we explode or implode. So when I recognized that I had to pay attention to my journey, and that would then translate into the success that I was searching for in other areas, that becomes my mission. That is my mission, to live my journey out loud, which is what True to Soul and Being Keda is about. Living my journey out loud, that's the Being Keda, and encouraging others and creating a safe space for people to do so in True to Soul. It's like we all got stories, man. Like there's over 90-something% of our planet that's been traumatized. That's a lot of people. And a huge percentage of those people, we're walking around feeling like something's wrong. We got to hide it. We got to mask it. We got the shame and guilt, right? It's living that story out loud so that we can inspire others to understand that as long as we've lived through our trauma, that we have something very, very valuable to share with others. As long as we live through it, we have a lot of power, because nothing short of what I've experienced can take me down. That's what I've learned.
No, and I agree with you, because besides this, I do another podcast called Jump. Jump Success. But the only way I want you on my show is if you have a story. To tell that can help others. Your story, someone else is listening, will help others. So
yes,
I agree with you. If you can get your story out there, get the message out there, who knows? Somebody's listening to your story and going, hey, I can do what she's doing. Look how she's acting. Look how her spirit is. She's got that smile. I can be that person just listening to your story. I love that. So, don't be, is it afraid, scared, or shame to tell your story? Which is it?
It can be all three, right? It can be, which is kind of messed up if you think about it. If someone's a post-trauma survivor, I like to call us thrivers, and they've been victimized. We've been victimized in some way. It's weird that our society socializes, we socialize ourselves to think that we carry some kind of blame for being victimized. That's weird. It doesn't make any sense, but it happens. So the shame is part of it. And the fear is that, we'll lose somehow. Somehow we'll lose friends, we'll lose family if they knew. We'd lose a job or position or some kind of reputation if people knew. Who cares? And that's something new for me. I didn't come out with this until about 5 years ago. That's 40-something years of a lot of masks and a lot of chameleon type of maneuvers so that people couldn't figure that stuff out. So it takes a lot of energy to hold that up, a lot of energy. So I would say, yes, it's fear and it's shame and it's guilt. Because there's that part of us that thinks, okay, well, why couldn't I stop that from happening?
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't even say myself. That's part of the reason why I went into the field of law enforcement. So I could help others, because I didn't feel able to do that for myself as a kid. And that's something that you kind of like dismantle and you pick it apart and you figure it out. You don't just know that as you're going through it, right? We don't live our lives thinking, okay, this would be really good on camera or in a book. This sounds really great. We just live it. And then we figure that stuff out when we look back on it sometimes.
All right. So what's the perfect candidate? Who should call you? How do you help? Somebody's listening right now and they're like, yeah, I hear you. What's the process? How does it work?
Okay, for True to Soul, if you're a professional that helps others, you have high integrity, passion, and social consciousness, you come to our site, you look under the professional side of things, look at and see what we offer, and you sign up. When you sign up, you basically have a free reign over all of our resources. There are different levels of membership. As a community person, the perfect candidate is anyone who's searching for resources, anyone who's looking for help, support, a community that's safe, a space where you don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to feel afraid of being who you are and having the history that you have. It doesn't matter. It's a safe space. So those are the two sides. Professionals, if you're a helper in any of the 7 industries, which are first responder, business, entertainment, public, government service, support, as in, support workers, personal support workers, medical field, give us a call, education, give us a call, or hit up our website at truetosoul.com.
All right. And yes, do give her a call at 416-602-2332. That's 602-2332. She's waiting for your phone call. I don't hear it ringing. She's waiting for your phone.
I'm waiting.
Okay. All right. So here it is. This is called our last fun game. It's called Pick 3. Okay. So you're going to pick 3 numbers between 1 and 10. And those are the questions I'm going to ask you. You decide your own questions, your own fate.
Wow. Okay. 3 numbers, 1, 3, 9.
I thought somebody was going to miss 3. Everybody picks 3. I wonder what.
It's about 3.
You started with 1. I was like, yes.
Downhill from there.
All downhill. All right, here we go.
Oh, no.
Okay. Question 1 is, what one thing you wish you'd have known before you got into your industry?
That I'm enough.
Oh. Ooh, okay. Can you elaborate on that one?
Sure. I find that for me personally, it took so many life lessons to figure out I got to stop reaching for other things and other people and what I see. Like, I'm going to do that. That seems to work. Oh, I'm going to try that. Oh, I can't say that. I can't do that. Oh, just all these things that take up so much mind space and energy. And it took me a long time to realize that there's value in me because I spent so long hiding. It took me time to come back to that. That's one of the things that gets lost when you go through trauma.
Okay, so the question is, and I number 3, so I know this one off by heart.
Oh, wow.
What advice would you give somebody jumping into your industry?
Create from the inside out. Okay. Understand that, yes, there are tried, tested, and proven methods and stuff out there. And for sure, take what resonates for you, but create from the inside out, not from the outside in. Don't mimic, because it becomes false. It becomes a shadow of something that's vibrantly real out there, and people will smell it. They'll smell it from a mile away. And there's something that we're each meant to bring to this planet. The only way we can do that is to reach and create and develop from the inside out.
And inside out means be you.
Be you.
Be you.
Authentic.
That's the thing.
Be true to you. Yeah.
I love that, because everybody's here. Everybody has that certain smile, certain quirk, certain things, certain things that nobody knows about, that everybody has that special thing. So be you. I love that. I love that. Okay. The last one was number 9, you said. Okay. So outlets. Okay. Where do you find your outlet?
Oh, the gym. I'm a gym rat. I've been in the gym for most of my life. I take pauses now again. This latest pause has been the longest pause, but I'm back and I'm loving it. Yeah, that and singing and dancing. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I love it. It's a great outlet. It's a great infuser. Infuser. Is that a word? It infuses me. There we go.
Let me check Siri.
Damn those cell phones. Okay.
No, but I get it. So, fellas, if you see her in the gym, get out, because she will lift more than you.
Did I say that? watch somebody come up and like, yeah, really? Let's do this. I'm like, oh.
Oh yeah, and then they see you put a plate or two, extra plate or two on. Yeah, there you go. Listen, I love your spirit. You can smile and enjoy and then want to help others. So there you go. If you want to join and you want to see what makes this lovely lady so happy, all right, there it is. Give her a call, 416-602-2332. All right, before we let you go, though, we have one thing here. It's called the Queen Wave. So this is your opportunity to say hi to anybody. Any shout outs you want to do, this is your opportunity. Go ahead.
Hello to my hubby, Masaba, to my son, Kedon, to my family, daughter Shelby, Sonia, my mama, my sister, Miranda, Day. Who else? Oh, dang. Oh, my nieces and nephews. Dang. This could take all day. But hello. Love you. Love you like cook food. Huh?
I was about to put the BET sound effects to take you off stage, all right? I'm like, she going down her whole family.
It's like, I'm glad you asked. Just like...
Well, keep it up. Where can we see you? Because I know you do speaking engagements. Where can we find you next? Go ahead, shameless plug.
Oh, okay. Well, beingkeda.com is the best place to go to find that out. I put stuff up on there. We've just wrapped up parts of the site that's going to go public that will show on the calendar where I'll be speaking and what I'll be doing. With IWB, Immigrant Women in Business, I'm finding a lot of amazing opportunities there. We have an upcoming diversity and inclusion event happening on December 10th. So yeah, hit my website up to find out where and when and how. Yeah. And that's it. What I'm involved in now, I can't talk about yet. So
yeah, so I want to give a big shout out to Savannah and the ladies. They've been fantastic on my show. So please, there they are. Please do check them out. Check them out. Check out some of the old shows I did. They are fantastic. So yes, we'll definitely want to give a shout out to all of them. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Charles. This is fantastic.
All right. We'll see you next time. You still stay smiling.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Listen, it's all about you. Okay. As you hear all my guests, and especially here, it's like you have it in you. Okay. Have that spirit in you. Put it out there. Don't be scared. You are the number one person. So listen, like I always say, you didn't have to watch, but I'm glad that you did. Thank you for watching. Be safe, be kind. I'll see you next time.
Has come to an end, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking help or advice are encouraged to obtain